At this time, I would like to invite Brian Lichterman up to speak with you all. He also is a professional planner, and as professional planners, our ethical direction requires that we protect the public interest. He is here today as an advocate for our wonderful public beach access.
Thank you, Mary Ann. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all. Hope you can all hear me. I'll try to speak up. As Mary Ann said, my name is Brian Lichterman, and I was formerly a senior planner with Sarasota County for 22 years. I'm now on my own. I have my own planning consulting firm called Vision Planning and Design, and I've been asked by Mike Cosentino and Reopen Beach Road during the past 6 months to help them with this effort, and so I've become very familiar with a lot of the issues associated with this effort. My purpose today is to discuss using the documents that were produced by Sarasota County and given to the Sarasota County Commissioners in regards to Beach Road at their May 11, 2016 public meeting. I'll explain to you what the county commissioners were provided with from their staff and what they were not provided with. It was actions that was taken on May 11, 2016 that led to the creation of the Sarasota County Charter amendments that are proposed by Reopen Beach Road. The commissioners make decisions based upon the information that's given to them by their staff. Sometimes that information is good and sometimes that information could be better. What happened was that there was a street vacation on approximately 360 feet of Beach Road, which effectively closed the complete 825 feet between Columbus Boulevard and Avenida Messina. The vacation of Beach Road was necessary to create a single lot across the county's thoroughfare, joining property owners' lots that were already developed to their lots that were previously underwater but are now composed of dry sand. The county and the developer agreement is that the dry sand lots will never be developed, but that the building density in the lots will be used to increase the building amount on the already developed lots. The commissioners made decisions on the information that was provided to them. Like I said, sometimes that information is better than others. The staff background report, which is pictured here, frankly, there was a lot of information that was not included that could have helped the commissioners make a better decision. But let's take this opportunity to go back in time when Beach Road was temporarily closed to through traffic in 1993 and bring you up to the present. When the county temporarily closed this section of Beach Road through traffic in 1993, it created an almost immediate parking problem in the neighborhood. The folks who had enjoyed watching the sunsets from their car windows for over 70 years while driving Siesta Key's only unobstructed Gulf view were suddenly cut off. Those who parked to walk down to the Gulf often blocked residents from accessing their own homes. This led to a permit-only parking restriction in the neighborhood, and it cut off people's access to the area. The county continued to maintain Beach Road, but failed to take adequate measures to protect it from storm-related damages, as was recommended by the county engineer, Jim Harriet, in the Board of County Commissioners assignment number 9062 on July 22nd of 2009. Staff was recommending that the county reconstruct this exact section of Beach Road in order to regain the intended use of the roadway and to protect it against future storm events. Importantly, the county is acknowledging its obligation to regain the intended use of the roadway as a thoroughfare and its obligation to spend taxpayer money wisely by fixing the roadway in a manner that will eliminate the enormous cost of repair. The report further demonstrates the time-proven success of this method on nearby Casey Key. On Casey Key, the design of that system proved successful in preventing erosion, loss of beachfront sand, and stabilizing the roadway. These preventative measures can be applied to the current situation on North Beach Road. The engineer recommendations were not followed, and the predictable damage we chose not to prevent cost the taxpayers nearly $350,000 over the next 3 years to try to correct these repairs. These expenditures help the commissioners recognize the need for a permanent solution to storm-related beach road damage, as seen in this slide right here, which is an assignment from December 10th of 2012, where staff was asked to hire an independent engineer firm to study the area and suggest several options for a permanent repair. Staff was tasked with evaluating that report and choosing which option would be the permanent solution, the repair. It's important to note that the question was not if it would be fixed, but how it would be fixed. This is a copy of what's called the Taylor Engineering Report, which Sarasota County paid this company to come up with a solution. So the county hired Taylor Engineering out of Jacksonville to do the North Beach Road Shoreline Protection Study. The second paragraph of their report reads, "This area's potential may be unlocked with a well-planned and constructed project. The area is a popular gathering place for locals and visitors alike during sunset to enjoy the views across Big Sarasota Pass and the Gulf of Mexico. Indeed, even in its currently deteriorated state, the area attracts a steady stream of visitors throughout the day. The right project in this area can significantly expand the area's aesthetics and sense of place as a wonderful amenity for North Siesta Key." The report's conclusion read, "Numerous opportunities exist for this project to go beyond a straightforward shore protection project and incorporate aesthetically pleasing components into the project design to establish and enforce the unique character of the setting. The world-class views and tranquil Gulf waters make this area special and deserving of a special project. We couldn't agree more." Many of you have probably already seen this rendition of a rebuilt beach road, which has been promoted by Reopen Beach Road. What you may not know is that this rendition was made from the cross-section of the Taylor Engineering report. And this was the proposed solution from Taylor Engineering. And this photograph, taken at the intersection of Beach Road and Columbus Boulevard and used by county staff in its presentation at the time. This isn't Reopen Beach Road's idea. This is an artist rendition of what your tax dollars paid for to be designed as part of the commissioner's requested permanent fix to North Beach Road. Taylor Engineering states that this relatively maintenance-free solution is designed to withstand hurricane-force wind and waves, and therefore both protects the road and taxpayers' wallets from further storm-related expenses. It protects the upland properties while providing access not only for police, fire, and emergency vehicles, but also to the bicyclists, walkers, golf carts, vehicles, and elderly and our mobility and vision impaired citizens. Our civil servants and these people are specifically and permanently precluded from using this area because of the terms of the county's May 11, 2016 decision, which permanently prohibits both shoreline protection through hardening for the area and the repair of Beach Road, which were the exact goals of the engineering report that your tax dollars helped pay for. This solution requires permission from the state since the work is seaward of what's called the coastal construction control lines. Taylor Engineering researched the existing conditions and presented on page 17 of the report that given the purpose of the project and the public benefits, i.e. road protection, we believe that the state would authorize the project under what's called a consent of use. In fact, Taylor Engineering pointed out that not fixing the road would impose an unreasonable hardship in the form of loss of ingress and egress to 5 parcels in the project area, continued emergency expenditures in response to future storms, and threats to public safety through restricted access to emergency and fire reserve vehicles. So Taylor even noted that fortunately the agencies will likely view the proposed removal of derelict structures and debris as a potential benefit to sea turtles and or an ecosystem improvement to offset the negative consequences of seawalls and revetment construction. So we recognized the need and identified the solution. Well, what about the cost? Okay, this slide called This Beautiful Public Roadway, no alternative. Public access for all and permanent beach road fix would have cost $2 million. Closed road will severely limit access would be $6 million. Here, the Taylor Engineering summary of the costs. It's important to note that the stories that you've heard about the county saving money by giving up this section of road are simply not true. The vacated section was paved in 1982, and it is still in good shape today, as you can clearly see in this photograph. It is important to be aware that the recurring damage to the road happens north of the vacated section, and therefore, although we lose our right to maintain an access beach road for its intended thoroughfare use, we as taxpayers are still on the hook for the estimated $6 million in ongoing repairs. The no-action alternative by Taylor Engineering basically described how foolish it would be to not fix Beach Road. The county can reasonably anticipate future damage to the roadway and upland property. Unfortunately, the scattered rubble currently along Beach Road is unlikely to withstand the test of time. Repetitive storm events and damage resulting from the no-action alternative will likely reduce property values, eliminate the means of ingress and egress, and negatively affect public safety. The engineers even accurately predicted the accretion of sand seaward of Beach Road that we see today, but warned that such an occurrence is likely only temporary, as conditions that generated the current state will remain in place, i.e. continued erosional stress. In other words, we're one storm away from having this happen again. Taylor Engineering points out that not only is this the most costly option by far, but the cost could actually increase substantially if the water and sewer lines that we know are in bad shape in this area become further compromised. To be clear, taking no action was the highest public cost alternative outlined by these engineers. This is a staff report that was presented to the County Commission on the Taylor Engineering report. And it was signed on the same day that the commissioner, the county administrator, was fired on that day. So I'd like to point out that the action relative prior board action, there is no mention of the goals or a permanent fix, or in spite of the fact that these are the most important and relevant prior board actions, it just wasn't discussed. I'm just going to quickly go through some of these because otherwise I'd be here for significantly longer. But what I would like to do is talk about just some of the comments from county staff. This was from the county's own environmental permitting. So what is vacating Beach Road really all about? Money, plain and simple. Here are quotes by county staff members confirming the real reason the adjacent landowners asked the county. The proposed 6 units exceed the current zoning density calculation and must rely on the street vacation of Beach Road to achieve the desired number of units. And the difference between the number of dwelling units with or without a street vacation is very significant. And I've got a number of other comments, but essentially county staff was recommending to the county that it would be much better to go ahead and adopt this Taylor report rather than succumbing to the wishes of these developers.